Okay. All right. Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I see you. I see you. Can you see me? I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I saw my best mate today. Happy girl, Claire. All right, good. You're a happy girl. I was on TV today, so man, I'm not happy. I'm exhausted right now. I'm exhausted, which we'll talk about my exhaustion. And I hope this show is okay. I'm going to need your help to make this thing go because I'm a bit exhausted. I tried taking a nap. I slept for an hour or something like that. And I can't, I'm not a napper. I can't do anything that I have to do. I'm so disobedient. Sound and visuals are good, says MC Scott. I had to go to the north part of London. I live here in the south part of London. It takes about an hour for me to budget time to get into central London, and then I had to go to North London, so it's about 2 hours. I see you has a question for everyone. Do you have a question? What is question? Joodles is here, and she says, I can see you and I can hear you, and that is important information. Danke Shane Blackadder. I saw mine yesterday, her best friend, Joe. Okay, Joe said this, not just Claire. Okay, so people are seeing their friends. It's good that we have friends. Maybe we'll make friends. Maybe one day we'll run into each other. You say, I made my best friend from the Lewis Schaffer live stream. How about that? That would be unbelievable. Wouldn't that be amazing? Anyway, I'm having a cup of coffee, which you shouldn't have a cup of coffee at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I shouldn't have a cup of coffee, but I'm having a cup of coffee because I figure it's more important. Look at my hair. It's like so unruly. It used to be amazing. I used to have amazing hair. Anyway, it's more important that I be awake and focused. Look at that. Joodles is speaking in Greek. I guess it's Greek. If you were to write your biography and only allowed one word for the title, what would it be? Big. No, wouldn't be that. I don't know. That's a good question. Lewis, you're my best friend. I would go around saying that, but that's all right. Such a trek from east to west and south to north. You need a train that stops 3 times, south, center, and north. But then you'd have to change trains. And that's what I had to do. I had to take a train from New Cross to Canada Water, or was it Canary Wharf? Which is I can't remember that, whatever that place is down there. And then I had to change for the Jubilee line to Stratford. Then I had to change for the Central line. Luckily, it wasn't that far from the train station. It was in Adams, what's his, oh my God. Anyway, we're more strangers with benefits. Yeah. I would say that. We're strangers, but you're benefiting me. And a stranger that benefits you is a friend. A friend that hurts you is not your friend anymore. Am I right about that? Let's talk about that. That could be something. That could be something, really. I think it's something. We have to help each other. We have to help each other. And I was back in GB News' grip. I don't know, grip, maybe that's not the right word. A lady from America rang me today, Joyce McKinney. She is still a fugitive in our country, the big court case in the Old Bailey in 1977. Do you remember it, Lewis? No, I do not remember it, but I will look it up because that sounds fascinating. Joyce, 1977, Joyce McKinney. She was a model. Was she a model? She was a pretty girl. Manacled Mormon case. Okay. Oh, this is very interesting. It's not that a location alleged abduction near Epsom. That's pretty much where I was. Epsom. No, Epsom's on the other side. I was in Epping. I was near Epping. Well, that's kind of interesting. Why don't you tell us about it, or you want me to read it out loud? I guess maybe I should read it out loud. The Manacled Mormon case, also known as the Mormon Sex in Chains case, was a case of reputed sexual assault and kidnap of Kirk Anderson, a young missionary of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, by an American woman, Joyce McKinney, in England in 1977, because McKinney and her accomplice, Keith May, skipped bail and fled to the United States before the case could be tried and were not extradited. They were never tried for these specific crimes. But here, they're basically blamed for them. Just because they left, that doesn't mean they're guilty. Could mean it. Are they guilty? Are they guilty? Hold on a second. Let me just get this back on track here. Adam's Pub was really nice. We'll talk about that too. We'll talk about Adam's Pub. It was really, really nice. It was like a proper pub. So was she guilty, Lorna? Do you think she was guilty? Well, let's get back on track. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I can't find the site. Why is this not coming up? Okay, here we go. After the case, okay, because McKinney had accomplished Keith May skip bail, they never tried. According to Anderson, he had been inducted by McKinney from the steps of a church meeting house, chained to a bed and awed by her. Okay, awed by her. Can happen. I mean, not quite as simply as a man, whatever, but it can happen. I know is that inflammatory? Maybe we should hold off to this discussion and listen to what Lucy has to say, and Joodles will have to come in on behalf of Lucy. After the case, she was allowed to reside in the United States with a falsified passport. McKinney was later discussed in the case in a 2010 documentary film, Tabloid. He filed lawsuits against the film director Errol Morris, who's one of the greatest film directors of all time, practically. Errol Morris. I saw a film by him. If you Google, he did a film about pet cemeteries. Errol Morris. Who knows about the Pet Cemetery? One of the best films ever. Anyway, she filed lawsuits against the director, the cases were dismissed. McKinney was homeless and living in her vehicle. Hello. When she was charged with hit-and-run manslaughter of a 91-year-old pedestrian, the court found her mentally incompetent defendant and sent her to psychiatric treatment, confirming in 2020 that she would remain in a psychiatric hospital with reviews of her compliance. So she's got life in a mental hospital. On the 14th of September, his abductor was Keith May, 21, who had posed as an investigator into Mormonism using a fake handgun and chloroform. 3 days later, a freed Anderson made a report to the police that he'd been driven to a cottage in Devon and chained to a bed against his will, at which point Joyce McKinney had attempted to seduce him and then awed him. Is this weird? This is a weird story. The police set up a sting operation, and they had a 21 September rendezvous with McKinney in May, leading to 2 suspects being arrested on 19 September. The pair were charged with kidnap and assault, which they vigorously denied. While being taken to Epsom for a court appearance, McKinney held a notice up at the window of a police saying, "Kirk left me willingly." At the committal hearing, she stated, "I loved him so much that I would ski naked down Mount Everest in the nude with a carnation up my nose if he asked me to." Press reports. This sounds like a Daily Mail story, okay, or whatever, even better than that. Press reports and McKinney's solicitors referred to the size differential between McKinney, who weighed 120 pounds, 54 kilograms, and the 250-pound, 110-kilogram Anderson, described as being 6'2". Under the Sexual Offenses Act of 1956, then in force in the United Kingdom, no crime of rape was deemed to have been committed since the victim was male. However, indecent assault of a man did apply. That's what, and so you couldn't say it was R, because R involves a penis and it's against men. McKinney skipped bail. Her kidnap began on Well, if she had an identification card, she wouldn't have been able to leave the country. In June, a judge in London Central Criminal Court sentenced McKinney and May in absentia to a year in prison for skipping bail if their bail money, £1,000, was not paid to the court in forfeit. No extradition proceedings were instituted by the British government, so they didn't try to extradite her back into the country. Later, in 1984, McKinney was again the subject of police action for allegedly stalking Anderson, who by this time was married with children. At the time of her apprehension, McKinney was found living in her vehicle near Salt Lake International Airport. There are lots of Mormons up there. It used to be. Okay. A search of the vehicle uncovered road map, ropes, handcuffs, notebooks, keeping detailed records of Anderson's routine. That's quite suspicious. I haven't been. Let me just go back to the stream here. Can you please explain this? We're going to spend a little bit on this, Lorna. Let's explain. What's your feeling about this, Lorna? I gave her your name. You know what? Aren't all women kind of like that? Anyway, so why was she chatting with you, Lorna? Get to the basis of this thing. Get to the basis. Anyway, how old is she? And is she fat, Steve Cuffy? That's still a basic question. Would I do her? I mean, all women are basically dangerous. I have to say. They're dangerous because they fall in love. I don't think so. She is writing a book and thought she could find people in Epping, Surrey, where I was today. In Epping. I was not in Epping. I was like a tiny little town close to Epping, where Adam Brooks's pub is. It's a really nice little pub. It's like a proper Englishy pub. You know, it's a proper, of course it'll go out of business. It'll be turned into a mosque. But right now, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, I mean, she looked pretty in the picture. Is that her in the picture? So what do you think, Lorna? Would you please explain? I put all my photos in a book, but found it difficult to fill another one. It's that tricky second album. Here's Ian Higgs making a joke. Lorna says she is 75 because I was a post lady. She thought I could find people. Well, can you? Who was she looking for? She was stalking that guy's house, that old guy. That's an amazing story, really. When women stalk, it's real. I love Adam Brooks, too. He's a really likable guy, and I met his mom, too. Very doable. Very doable. His mom. Go to the place. It's called the Three Colts. It's in Buckhurst Hill. It's on the Central line. You can take the Central line out there. It's a nice little town. But it's not going to be nice for a particular... I'm not going to say why it's not going to be nice. It's not. Julian is here. And Leanne is here. And Kerry is here. And Alex. It's near Chingford. It's out in that direction. You love his mom. You just said so. Yeah, I like his mom. I met his mom. I didn't know who it was. He says, I'm Adam. I go, oh, Adam. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. Every time I go to do a show, I'm sitting there wallowing, not preparing. And he's just, I know he's like writing stuff out. I think he's great. He's good looking. And he's really good looking. And so is Alex Armstrong. Watch the show tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So there you go. In 2016, which was 40 years, right? She filed suit against Morris, claiming she had been represented in the film. And then Morris and others related to the documentary production had broken into her home, stolen personal items relating to the case, threatened the life of her service dog if McKinney didn't sign release papers, allowing them to use her footage for the film. Legal representatives for Morris say the evidence will show that McKinney willingly, in fact, eagerly participated in lengthy interviews that is featured in the film. Morris stated in an interview that year that the charges had been dismissed as frivolous. Well, I know a few of the films that he's been in, that he's made. He was working on a film with Werner Herzog. Anybody know who Werner Herzog is? One of the greatest film directors, German, of all time, making a Gear of the Wrath of God. But I don't think it was a Gear of the Wrath of God he was making. He was making the one where they put the boat up the mountain. That could have been the one. And he kept on talking about how he had this really funny idea for a pet cemetery. that was in extent outside San Francisco, and the crazy people who buried their pets and paid top dollar to have their pets buried. Do you know this film? Errol Morris is the guy's name. And Werner Herzog, who's a great film director, got so bored of hearing about this film, he said to Werner Herzog, "If you make this film, I will eat my shoe." Have you seen the movie Eating My Shoe? And so he made the film, and it was a really good film. And Werner Herzog is filmed cooking and boiling his shoe and eating it. Okay, in 2019, so this is only 6 years ago, which means she was like my age, I think. She had a hit and run, which took the life of a 91-year-old Gennady Belatsky. The incident took place in the North Hollywood neighborhood of Valley Village. I don't know that area, but it's North Hollywood. I lived in L.A. for a year. Anybody interested in my biography, you can write that down. Probably 2003, 2004. Was walking his dog at a crosswalk on Magnolia Boulevard in Wilkinson when he was struck by a 2006 GMC pickup truck. The incident was captured on a surveillance video from a nearby business. Stills from the video released by police. The locals identified the vehicle. It was identified by a homeless woman. A homeless woman can have a GM truck, but Lewis Schaffer can't. I'm not even homeless. That's how great. That's a lesson to you about how great America is when an American can have a pickup truck. Be homeless, but have a pickup truck. A pickup truck. Those are the days people had pickup truck. They located McKinney, who appeared to be living in the vehicle along with her 3 dogs. How do you live in a pickup truck with 3 dogs? I don't know how many seats that has. I'm going to Google what a 2006 GMC pickup truck looked like. What do you think? How many seats does it have? Does it have 2 seats? 2006 GMC pickup truck. Yeah, oh yeah, it had 2. Yeah, it was like a big thing. It was like a big thing. It's a nice looking car. It looks nice even now. It's a really nice looking car. It says 1,500 Denali crew cab on sale. How much are they asking for it? Let's find out how much they're asking for it. You can buy one. Doesn't say what the prices are. 1,400. Hold on. Let me check what this is. I can't figure it out. Find out how much this is. Can somebody... We got 39 people watching already. Can you like this stream? Can you like it? Press thumbs up, everybody. Press thumbs up. Look I'm reading an article. I'm showing, number one, that I can read. I'm not the best reader. I can read, number one. Number two, I'm providing some kind of content, even though I'm so tired. Okay? Can you see me? Okay? So she killed somebody. She remained in custody under a combined bail of $137,000. Oh, my God. So they believed it. She faces up to 11 years in state prison. She was ordered to a psychiatric evaluation, and on 11th of July, 2019, she was sent to Los Angeles Court Division for mentally incompetent defendants. So she's in Norwalk at the Metropolitan State Hospital. And a judge in Van Nuys, which is in the valley up there, ruled once again that she's not competent. So she was scheduled to face trial in 2020. No more information. No more information. Can we talk about this? Have I left anything out? Makeshift is here, and Ian Higgs is here, and beautiful Claire is here, and beautiful Leanne. I just said to my mom today, I'd look good in a pickup truck. I'm very small. Yes, you're small and delightful. Yeah, she corrected that. She'd say, look good in a pickup truck. If I wanted to find someone, the last person I would ask is my postman. Very funny, Kerry. That's a joke. There was a stabbing in Eastbourne last night. Just seen the news this morning. Tragedy. Well, the whole country's going like that unless we fight. Lucy, you could turn this into a true crime podcast, Lewis. Endless comment. Yeah, endless content. I mean, who doesn't like true crime? I don't particularly like it anymore because I think there's just too much of it. It used to be good in the olden days when it wasn't that much, but now there's unbelievably too much. I saw Nathan Law. He's basically a terrorist. But they say one man's terrorism is another man's freedom fighter. Who is Nathan Law? I never heard of the guy. Is he a comedian? Maybe I have heard of him. So what do we think about that story? Is that not an interesting story? What do you think about that? You probably, did you come late to miss the beginning part of it? She's 75. She's 75. So, and she's living in a car. I mean, how strong do you have to be to sleep in a car? How wasted is America to let people just go wherever? I mean, that's what makes America great. You can go where you want to go, do what you want to do, with whomever you want to do with. You don't understand that a girl like me can love just one man. You don't understand. I'm telling you what the truth is. So that's a very interesting scenario, basically. Very interesting. There's too much true crime. Yes, there is. There's way too much true crime. And they're letting 35 people come off of boats who we have no idea who they are. They need council houses in the USA. No, they don't. There's plenty of houses, empty houses. They don't. They need better pay. They need to stop the government to stop. I know you believe this. Council houses and there's a lot of council houses, but historically, there never have been council houses. People found a way to house themselves. We need council food. No, we don't need council food. Lewis, will there be a night rider tonight so I don't turn up late again? I mean, I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how we feel after this. I mean, we'll have to see. I enjoyed doing it last night. I enjoyed doing it. It's the third night. This would be the fourth night. So we've done a lot of these streams. It's getting easier to do. It's not that easy to do a stream because I don't see what you look like. I don't see what you look like. But it's nice. That was quite good singing, Claire. Well, you unfortunately, Claire, I do appreciate you saying nice things. I was up early. I had to get up before 6 because it took 2 hours to get there. I had to be by 10. Luckily, they didn't say I had to be there at 8. I could have been there a bit later than I was. I'll need a nap. Maybe I'll take a nap. I'm not good at taking naps. We could talk about how to get to sleep. That's also an important thing. Is how do you nap? How do you nap? How do you fall asleep? It's really hard. I know it. So let's see what's going on. Claire lives down there in Eastbourne. Is that right, Claire? Anyway, so I bought a DVD, and in the extras it says deleted scenes. When I had a look, there was nothing there, says Ian Higgs. That's joke number 2 for Ian. So a round of applause for Ian for coming in. Les Anderson, Real World. He wasn't there, though. He wasn't there. And Alex was there because Alex may be gone. Not Alex. I mean, Lee may be gone. The government may prevent them from broadcasting. I don't see why. Why should one? That's a police state Britain. Wear socks. That gets you to sleep really, or have amazing sex. I see you. Yes, there's something about a girl in socks that is really, really sexy. Really sexy, but it's also raw. Maybe I don't mean it's sexy in that way, but it could be a wrong kind of sexy. So I apologize if you think it's a wrong kind of sexy. Did you sleep okay? I mean, I haven't slept okay in years and years. Originally, I thought I had sleep apnea, and now I don't have sleep apnea. Why don't I have sleep apnea? Because I'm on a high carb diet. Number one. Number two is they want to put a breathing machine on you, which is really bad for your health. And it's really bad for have a breathing machine. I'm fine sleeping if there is no time limit. What does that mean? You want to keep on going sleeping? Stephen, I fell asleep like a baby after one after one off the wrist, night night. What does that mean? One off the wrist. That's an English saying. What does that mean? Stop sinking so much water in the evening. Yes, Kerry, I've heard that too. Don't drink so much water. Miscellaneous trails. Do I know Worthy? I do know Worthy. I spent a weekend in Worthy, and I really liked it, Worthing. And I really liked it. I liked Worthing. Miscellaneous trails. How old are you? Are you a man or a woman? Are you fat? And what's your diet? What is your diet? That's interesting about the socks. Yeah, it's cool. You know, there's something about a girl wearing socks. Is that just me? No one was thinking that until you hinted at it, Lewis. I know you. How do you know no one was? How do you know? You're like an innocent young girl, Lucy. You might not know about this stuff, but I don't know. Just the idea of a woman wearing socks. Am I wrong for thinking that? Anyway, Kermit, who I like personally, you know that about you, Kermit, that I do like you. If you have to get up early, I can't get to sleep. My brain is against me. I'm exactly that way. If I have to wake up in the morning, I'm screwed. I'm totally screwed. I'm totally like yesterday. I took a sleep. I mean, I did the show. I took a sleeping pill. Went to sleep around 2. Woke up at 6. That's 4 hours. 4 hours. Does that help sleep, Alex? Does doing something to yourself help sleep? It doesn't help me. It just gets me wired, really. I know girls like that, but I don't. It just gets me all excited. A little bit too excited. I don't know. I mean, and then maybe I'm tired for like a little bit. Not that I have ever I'm not going to say, I've never done that. You're not wrong for thinking that about women in socks. It's very relaxing, a woman in socks. Any carbs in that? I don't know. I don't think so. I shouldn't even say that I did. It's prescribed. I take maybe once a month, or maybe a bit more now. I mean, but I take them once a month. The boys are explaining what one off the wrist means, Lewis. Oh, I see. Well, I want to apologize. I get the idea what it means. I'm tired and I'm a bit dumb to begin with. I can see why people don't like me, why the women are not attracted to me. Because I'm not as smart as I used to be. This is what happens when you get old. Leanne can't deal with men in socks. That's a no-no. But yeah, for men wearing socks, I think that's horrible. Horrible. You know what I used to do? I used to get fully dressed. Sometimes I used to put on a suit because it's so easy to fall asleep in a suit. Because you think to yourself, I'm not supposed to be asleep. I'm wearing a suit. I'm wearing a suit. Get up. I'm wearing a suit. Maybe we don't wear enough clothes. Maybe that's important. But thank you, Jules, for explaining what one off the wrist means. Are people laughing at me because I said that, Lewis? Have you a big sack of... Can we, Lorna, please, can you send me a picture of yourself, Lorna? The answer to that question is I don't want to talk about it because what happens down there stays down there. Socks and gold rim specs. Yuck. Well, I used to have specs like that, and then black specs. I'm against specs. It's really unattractive. That's what I see you says. Okay, what about Vatanai? What he says, more Kellogg's to cure your urge for self-abuse. Do you know all about that? They want you to be a vegan, the Kellogg's people. Or not a vegan because they believed in milk, but they didn't have veganism, but they had vegetarianism. So they didn't want you to kill any animals. So they wanted you to eat Kellogg's cornflakes to reduce the male urges. Vatanai knows this. Do you guys know this? Am I talking to myself here? I'm not talking to myself. I know there's a slight delay. It's like that show with Grok Wan and Jonathan King. What? Okay, Kermit. Kermit's making a joke. So a round of applause for Kermit. You'll have to read what the joke is. It's like that show with Grok Wan and Jonathan King. It's called Wong. I'm not going to say it because I know the last time Lucy just laughed at me. She laughed at me. She said, "Oh, you're so funny. You don't understand." Crocs and socks. Crocs and socks are a nightmare. Together, I guess they are. I took a pill when I went on the plane to Australia. It knocked me out for the entire flight and had the best sleep in my entire life. I can't remember what that pill was. Okay. And even Lucy is saying to Lorna, don't be dirty. Let Lewis Schaffer be dirty. Okay? Lucy's being, she goes, FF steak, Lorna. I knew a girl who once had to wear socks in bed because her cold feet would wake her up. Yeah. I couldn't sleep in the I don't even want to say it. Socks and sandals are now in. Didn't they used to be like a German type look? Just say dirty, Lewis. I'm dirty. I am dirty. You are dirty too. I am getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. I really am. I am. So, I mean, I'm more flexible than I ever been. I see you. Okay. Bromine. They used that in male youth detention centers, didn't they? I don't remember that, but I've never been in one of those. I'm denying it. No, I never was. And, yeah, you know, to take the testosterone away from you. Claire gets cold in bed because you're so slender and skinny. And you get cold in real life because you're slender and skinny. I mean, a little bit of fat is good for that. Or you gotta wear warm clothes. Jonathan Miller is here. John Miller. I went to John L. Miller, Great Neck North Senior High School. He was the principal of the school at one time. They named the whole school after him. Yes, I know. Plus, he liked to give everyone enemas. Who is that? Mark DeRosian, good to have you here, listening in. He's driving, so he may not be able to write something. Don't write anything. I was feeling a bit chilly last night, so I put a sheet over me. Still too warm for a quilt. Well, because you live you live underneath Sicily, and you live in the Mediterranean. I mean, it's going to be warm. It's not going to be totally warm all the time. If you do it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday, you'll end up with a weekend. With a week, W-E-A-K. That's another. Steve's telling jokes, Ruben tells jokes, Russ tells jokes, Ian tells jokes. Great jokes. And I'm enjoying the jokes. Every joke that you tell is a joke that I don't feel guilty about not telling. Ian says, Lorna, who just made a dirty joke. You're very, very dirty, dirty, dirty girl. Dirty, dirty. Ian, my husband used to wear my son's traffic light hat with ear flaps in bed. I wanted to get a close look. That's, I think, a dirty joke, too. You know, you want to get a close look. You want to put your head... Okay, Stephen, you don't get that, to be honest, Leanne. I get too hot in bed. Well, I see you. You're probably hot in person, too. You're probably hot when you're not in bed. I'm on to 2 duvets, so am I. Full-on winter mode, yeah. And this flat is hot. I've got my heat turned off in my bedroom because I had a little leak coming out of the heating, the radiator. I had a little thing, and I've got to call them up to fix it. It's been a year. Judah says, I dragged my winter duvet out, too, Kermit. There you go. Yeah, because it's October. It's getting a bit cold. I love the way you say dirty, Lewis. Yes, because is it me? Do I attract dirty girls? I think I do. And I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm not on the TV, so I can be as dirty as I want to be. I bet you put a stop to that. Traffic light hat. Did I miss the joke in that too? So Stephen is here. That's good. Let's see how many people have we liked the stream. Can we like the stream? Can we make Daddy Lewis happy and like the stream? That's all I ask for. That's not all I ask for. I'd like you to support this thing. We've been here for 35 minutes. This is the first advertising message. I appreciate. We got 41 watching. That's so great. That is so great. We've been over 40 for 3 days in a row. So that's like brilliant. So let's see how many. 20 people have liked it. Let's try to get over. Let's see if we can get over 40 people liking this thing. Now, maybe that's too much, but I do appreciate it. Do you like the dirty Lewis Schaffer? Do you think that I am dirty? Because I am a bit dirty. I'm a bit dirty. I'm not a dirty person in terms of actions. I don't think. I hope not. But in terms of what's going on in my head, I'm bad. I remember going on in the trains in New York, and I would look at all the girls, and I would go, I would, I would, I wouldn't, I would, wouldn't, wouldn't, would. Now I go, I would, I would, I would, I would. I'm more flexible. That's what I've become. I'm more flexible. So Kermit, Kermit, he's like 50 years old. He's got a 3-year-old kid, insists on sleeping in earmuffs and an eye mask while cuddling a scary toy. I'm not sure she's normal, but she's cute. Well, that's brilliant. With an earmuffs and an eye mask, that's great. I don't have earmuffs. I have tape on my mouth, and I have an ear. I wear an ear mask, even though it's rarely over my. It's basically one of those old, like the way people used to wear old hats. Do you remember that? Alan says, Steve, you might. Okay, I don't know what this is in reference to. Wendy, is Wendy here? Where is Wendy? Wendy is someone who is basically new to us. Where is Wendy? Who is Wendy? MC Scott says, switch to slag mode, thank you. Oh, thanks, Wendy. A nice hot chocolate next, please. Feel free to recharge. I see you. Daddy Lewis. Now, that's funny. Yeah, I'm a daddy. I'm a daddy. I'm not a great daddy. I'm a pretty good daddy. I'm not a great daddy. I'm a pretty good daddy. I think my kids, I'm having problems with son number 2. He's a bit upset with me, and I'm upset with him. I don't know. Rianne Beston, good to see you again. She's from Wales. Beautiful girl from Wales. Try tightening the nut on the base of the radiator. It wasn't that. It was on top. There's a thing on top. I could do that. But I live in the heating here is controlled by the council, Rianne. So if you want to come over and have a look at it. So they will send somebody over. I'll tell them it's an emergency. The water's coming out of them. And they'll come over immediately. Which it is. It's coming out. Or it could come out. Weak people. I'm in Scotland and we do not need 2 duvets, Stephen. That's right, because it's cold and horrible there. And that's just the people. It just creeped me out. To what? What are you saying? What creeped you out, Joodles? You're talking to I see you there. There's 44 people watching the stream. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. 44. That's about all we need for us to have a nice. I have been over 40 for years. For years. Well, you know what it is. Can I tell you something? I'm 68. You know I'm 68. So I don't want any surprise. I don't even say, I didn't know you were 68. I didn't know you were so old. How did I know you were so? Because I'm telling you right now. This is a body of a 68. It looks all right, but it's still 68. Anyway, the point is, as we get older, some of us go, I don't want that. I don't want that. But some of us want that. We want to be affected. We want someone to show affection for us. Do we not? Do we not? So I'm showing affection for you, Lorna. For you, Claire. I'm showing affection. Okay. Okay, well, there you go. I skipped ahead, and let me go back on track. Yeah, Lewis. We are used to dirty. We are good with it. Yeah, English women are way dirtier than Americans. I think maybe Americans have caught up with you guys. I mean, American girls at least pretended to be clean. I thought English girls were like clean, and now it's just the way it is. I like dirty, and I think and believe that Trump is the best president in my lifetime. Have you any thoughts on him? Thank you, John Miller, for asking that question in that manner. I want to give John Miller a round of applause because that's right. You said you liked him, and I'm going to answer it. I agree with you. He's not he's not perfect. He's not perfect. This whole, I'm against paracetamol. I'm against all pills. Does it cause autism? No, it doesn't, but it could mess you up in a big way, maybe destroy your kidneys. It could hurt you. It could hurt you, whether it causes autism. And people blame. Didn't I discuss autism before? Didn't we discuss autism before? People get confused with mental retardation, where people's brains are not as strong as other people's brains, and people who just haven't been paid enough attention to when they were children. I wasn't paid enough attention to. Maybe that's why I am the way I am. Wendy Bendy Legs. What does that mean? Is that a reference to something? Wendy is my future sex bot, Lewis. Well, you go for it. You go for it. Let's all be more loving. Let's be loving. Let's tell people, I don't care how old you are, I want you. I don't care what your track record is what do they call that? What your body count is, that stupid thing. I want you. Okay? That's what we need to do with each other. Do we not need to do that with each other? We need to say, I love you. Now, Kerry says, I love Donald Trump. And it's an amazing accomplishment, what he's accomplished. Am I right? He's accomplished how he's changed himself, how he was attacked, 2 death, 2 assassination attempts, 4 or 5 court cases, 2 impeachments. Those things are not easy. They would try to kick him out, and he stayed there. Another primary thing. He's amazing. I'd like to be like him. Never give up. Never give up. Lewis says, Daz, Lewis asked me, you should go to Buzz Bingo or Pickleball. That's where it's at. What is Pickleball? And what is Buzz Bingo? Daz, can you please explain that? Quickly, explain that. Wendy is MC Scott's sex doll in waiting. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, aren't we all sex dolls? Isn't that what happens when we reach a certain age? We become like a sex doll. You know, let's say we have no money. Let's say we're Lewis Schaffer and we've been demonetized by YouTube and basically fired from GB News. I'm not saying I have been. Aren't I? And let's say you want to cuddle from Lewis Schaffer. Aren't I being a sex doll for you? Aren't you pretending that I've got a long time to live, that I'm not going to die immediately, that I've got lots of money that I'm going to give you, or whatever it is? I'm a sex doll. I can't believe I've just called myself a sex doll. I'm going to ask this question. I know you don't listen to me. I know I'm like the background while you hit on each other. Maltese Phil likes a flexible lady. Okay, what about Kerry? What about Claire? What about Lorna? What about Joodles? What about that? One thing you can say about Joodles, she actually listens and remembers when people tell stuff on this. I like the idea of being a sex doll. Could I be? Is that a good thing or a bad thing to be a sex doll? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Trump is looking for a Nobel Peace Prize, I see you, asks. Yes, it'd be amazing if he won one. But I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be no peace in Palestine. There's no peace. A ceasefire is no peace. Although it can last a few years. Look what the shaking of the hands between that Jimmy Carter instituted between Israel and Egypt. You know, but I think the Egyptians are a bit smarter than the Palestinians. Am I allowed to say that? Better than bandy legs, says MC Scott. Do I think he should win a Nobel Peace Prize? No, because I think the Nobel Peace Prize is like a globalist institution, and it's like them pretending that they're not. You know, and what's his name won a Nobel Peace Prize? Horrible, horrible Jimmy Carter. Let me be loving. He won a Peace Prize just because he, won the election. I'm still confused about flaps. Can we not discuss that, please, Steve Cuff? Let's not get detailed. Remember, I know this is not television. I'm old. Oh, let me get back on track here. Okay, I'm back on track. I jumped so far ahead. I'm apologizing. Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, Steve, I'm not answering your question regarding flaps. I'm actually diagnosed as too flexible, Leanne. Okay, is that possible? Is that true? Eat more red meat. Are you eating enough red meat? Are you off the carbs? Are we reducing the alcohol content? Are we making sure we're not taking pills for made-up diseases? Anyway, Claire is 52, so beautiful 52. Joe is only 37. Can somebody keep track of this so I know? Not that it matters. I'm not reading that, Lorna. It's funny, and I'm not reading it. I'm 67 on Saturday, just on Saturday. What about 67 on Sunday? What about 67 on Monday or Tuesday? You're 67, so you're 2 years younger than I am. So young, so young, so young. I see you, so young. Well remembered, love the warrior princess. Hi ho, Kermit. I don't know what that's about. Are you only 37? That's so young. But, whatever. Alfred Nobel, according to John Miller, invented dynamite and made World War II brutal. I think wars were brutal before then. It didn't make it any more brutal. It was brutal from a distance when they threw, dynamite at somebody. He didn't want to be remembered for that, hence all the prizes. Yeah, well, that's why people do good things. They don't want to be remembered. What about John D. Rockefeller and all the money he's given away? Maybe even Donald Trump for how horrible he was with his real estate dealings. The streams are growing every day, mate. You will get your silver YT plate soon without, see you, without being monetized, says Stephen. That's possible. There you go. Imagine having 100,000 viewers or 1 million and not being monetized. That would be wrong. Yes, I agree with that. So, and I'm dirty. I'm dirty. Happy birthday for Saturday. I see you. Maybe Lud will get some extra matey in. Now that's that stuff. That's the bubble bath stuff. Steve Cuff is totally right. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Please. Ian Hayes, matey. I don't like that because I think bubble bath is soap and it's an irritant, and irritant causes inflammation, and inflammation causes death. So you stay away from this. Every disease you have is caused by irritation, which is caused by inflammation. So stay away from soap. I use soap on my hands because I pick up rubbish in the park or I've been out. I use in my hands. But I don't use any soap anywhere else, really. I don't wash my hair anymore. It's dirty. My hair is dirty, and you'll have to smell. You'll say, does it smell? And if it smells, maybe I'll wash it for you. I've been taking pills for my back pain. I'll try whiskey tonight instead, Maltese Phil. No, you're a young man. Stop taking pills. You're on a low-carb diet, are you not? Don't take pills. Steve Cuff, again, he says like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. That's what we've got to do. We've got to like and subscribe. And let's see how many people we got. We got 38 people watching and 28 people are liking the thing. So that means at least 10 people are watching but haven't pressed like. That's not right. Happy birthday. Okay. So Maltese Phil, no pills for back pain. No pills for back pain. And no whiskey either. Maybe on a Saturday night, have a drink or two to make you feel good. The next time you want to hug Lewis Schaffer and you think you need something, do that. Trump rocks, says Rianne. He does. He really rocks. He's a 5D player. He's amazing. He is amazing. Donald Trump. We need somebody like Donald Trump. I think Nigel Farage is becoming a bit more like Donald Trump. He's getting angrier. We need somebody who's angry. Tommy Robinson is angry, but because he's working class, people don't like him. But he is the man right now. I think pickleball is like squash. I think it is. Yes, it is. Remember, I asked that question, what pickleball was like. Trump is a great bloke. I'm not 100% sure he is. He's not as bad as people make him out to be, but he is. I'm not sure he's a great man. What has he done that's great, Stephen? He's great for me. He makes me happy when I read the things that he does. But is he a great man? Is she a blow-up sex doll? That would be Windy rather than Wendy. Wouldn't that be Windy, says Kermit. Kermit's making jokes too. This is good. Very, very good. I read every single joke, except the really dirty ones. The point is, who's creeping down from under a stairway? Who da-da-da-da-da, lighter than air? Who's da-da-da-da-da-da, rainbow? Everyone knows it's Windy. And Windy has stormy eyes that laugh across something skies. And Windy has wings to fly across the sky. Who knows that song? Who sang that song? That's a great song. Donald Trump is fantastic, Claire says. He's a businessman rather than a politician. Barely a businessman, but he's barely a businessman. But I guess he is a businessman. So that's why he runs the country so well, in my opinion. No, because he's on our team. He's a team worlder. He's in favor of America. That's what we need in this country, is someone who's in favor of Britain, favor of people who've been living in Britain for hundreds of thousands of years, against the enemy. Remember what Queen Elizabeth I said, not the second who gave the country away. Did you see Nico DeSantis's Facebook short? Nico DeSantis's Facebook short. But Claire, I agree with you. Laszlo Krasnokorkai won the Nobel Prize for Literature today. Okay, I don't know. At least he's a Polish guy, I guess. He's not a Polish guy. Lewis for Pornhub. Would you like to see? I stopped watching Pornhub because I have to register myself, and but that one extra step, I think to myself, what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? I mean, what the hell, it's not great for you. We need to talk to each other. You all need to send me pictures on Twitter. Can we have a Twitter thing right here? Here's a Twitter thing. Can we do it on Twitter? Send Lewis at Lewis Schaffer on Twitter. Don't send me a nude picture. Send me a nude picture. Don't send me a nude picture. I'm bad. Is there any other show like this where the comedian is basically soliciting porn from the people who are watching it? I don't think there is. But I'm enjoying doing it because I feel dirty. I'm feeling alive. That's what it is. Dirty is alive. So Pornhub was good. It was good. Pornhub was good. I mean, it was good. And then you think to yourself, these videos are a little, I used to think they were too long because I was young. And now they're not long enough. Anyway, how was GB News anyway? Well, I didn't go to GB News. I went to Adam Brooks's pub called and next, if you go there, mention that you heard it from Lewis Schaffer. It's up there in Brockhurst Hill, and his mom is there. She's lovely. And they filmed it. Pickleball says, and it was good. It was good. People were so nice to me. The people that were there, they were so happy to see me. I'm going, I thought you fired me. Oh, no, we love you. You know what I mean? It's like really weird. Anyway, Vatanai, who's a close personal friend, said pickleball is a form of tennis on a smaller court. Okay. Suddenly it's a big thing. You know what? When you're old like I am, and like a lot of us are, you go through these phases where there's some new sport that you have to get involved in. I remember skiing. Skiing on the long skis on the flat terrain. What is that called? It's cross-country skiing. And everybody was doing it. But in New York, we get some snow, but it's not an amazing amount of snow. But people were buying these skis, and they're so expensive. And I luckily avoided it. So Maltese Phil has a girlfriend, Kerry. Okay, that's nice of him. That's really nice. And Mark J., I appreciate this. For London mayor? Yeah, maybe. No, not maybe. What do you mean? I can't even vote. They don't even let me vote because I come from America. I'm old, poor, and delusional. This is what I see you says. Okay. I think we're pretty far behind in this feed. Oh my God, we're really far behind in the feed. We're like 11 minutes behind. I'm old, poor, and delusional, friendless, and I'm still me. If everyone in the world recognized and embraced themselves, the world would be a better place. I would say if everybody in the world embraced me, I'd be a better place. Thank you, I see me. I want to embrace you. Let's not embrace ourselves. Let's embrace other people. Let's look at people and say, you're real. Even if we get no response, just say, I see you. I think you're really handsome. You say this, not you. You're beautiful. And I say to you, you're beautiful. And we get warm feelings that way. And you don't be so picky. Women historically, that's the problem, historically have been picky over time. You've said no to me millions and millions of times. And, and so because women want like the top looking guys now. Bad for girls, good for men. How about punctuation, Leanne? Being a sex doll. Why? Tell us why it's bad for girls. You just inherited 40-odd friends. Whenever you want us lunatic, whether you want us lunatics or not, I see you. Are you talking to me or I see you? Yeah, you got 40 friends because you want to cuddle. You want to cuddle. Okay. I don't understand that, so I'm not going to read it. There's no such thing as Palestinians. They are Egyptians or Jordanians. Well, maybe they used to be Jews that converted, or, Islam was a powerful force for conversion, Maltese Phil. If they think they want to be like Jews, that's how absolutely messed up the Palestinians are. They want to feel like they're being genocided like Jews, like they're as smart as Jews, they're as hard, as oppressed as Jews. They want to be like Jews. And like I always say, okay, like I always say, being Jewish is the greatest thing in the world. But if you can avoid it, I'm going to read what Lucy has to say, because I respect Lucy. So I'm going to read what she has to say, what she sent me a message on Twitter. She communicates with me on Twitter, as you all could communicate with me. So don't feel so special. Okay? All right, so here we go. A message. Donald Trump was chosen by God. You can tell he's invincible. He can wriggle out of scandals that would sink tricky dicks. KKK whiz and celebrity rappers compete to compliment him loudest. Nazis and ADL people jostle past each other to sing his praises. Shooting him in the head only makes him stronger. You're saying the Nazis like him. Is that what you're saying? It was not you saying. He can support Israel harder than anyone has ever supported it before, and Arabs and Americans will break 50 years of voting blue no matter who to march behind him. He can get 100% evangelical backing while oozing contempt for Christianity. 100% libertarian support while trampling the Constitution. This is written by a left-wing person. It's not quite as simple as that. He's a politician, and he'd like to stay in power. Isn't that what you're saying? I mean, you could argue each and one of those every points. Each one of those every points. Remember, there aren't that many Arabs, Muslims living in America. It's not like in Britain, where the country's going through a political change and everybody's got to be nice to the Palestinians and the Pakistanis and the Bangladeshis and the Somalis. It's not that way in America. So, oh my God. I moved ahead. Oh, I'm so far behind. And this has been such a good chat. This has been so good. I loved it when Bob Dylan got the Nobel Prize. He didn't even get back to them for months. Yay, that showed lack of respect for them. It's nice to get it. What does it matter, really? What does it matter? It's a group of Norwegians honoring some Swedish guy. That's what the Nobel Peace Prize is. I've jumped ahead, and now I can't find you. What should I do? Joodles, I'm going to look at the end. Tell me what I should do. I didn't notice my beef joint was wrapped in string till 4 hours in. I just bent the handle. Yes, well, you're into cooking joints. I'm not there. Stay there and carry on. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. That's what Joodle says. I want to speak to what Lucy says, because Lucy says that Donald Trump is basically a liar. He's a politician. But he's still our liar. He's still fighting for America. Pornhub is not good. They found trafficking victims and rape videos on there. And I don't mean, yes, it's bad. There's always going to be bad things. It's like people talking on the telephone. People say bad things on the telephone. That doesn't mean I can't, I'm not allowed, I can't call the supermarket to order a brisket. You know what I'm saying? Leanne says, you're beautiful, Lewis. I appreciate that. That. Claire says, I will embrace you. This is really good. This is really, really good. I don't know. I've lost my place here. FM Ghost says, Vatanai, it doesn't make you blind. It makes you mad like Lewis. It could, really. The things that makes you sensible is having a wife destroy your life. Being married to Lucy would make me so sensible. You could just see how sensible. I don't even know what I'm saying. How about we embrace each other, Mark? Yeah, let's do that. Let's all contact each other. We've got the Discord. Can we go to the Discord? How about that? How about we go to the Discord? How about we go and we like this page? How about we go to Patreon? How about you send me a message and you say, can you tell so-and-so I find so-and-so really attractive? I'm a man who's 60 years old or 52 years old or 40, whatever, and I find so-and-so attractive. Can you let her know? And here's my number. How about that? You could do that. You could do that. And you're probably thinking to yourself, I don't want to do that because I'm in love with Lewis Schaffer. He's not going to be happy with that. I will be happy with it. You now have to send in a picture and an ID now. They deleted thousands of what? What did they delete thousands of, Kermit? I mean, porn is not good. It isn't good. But our whole system isn't good. Abortion's not good. You know what I mean? COVID is not good. Vaccines are not good. Germ theory is not good. The whole thing is a lie. I'm not going to say incest. Listen to me. Listen to me, FM Ghost. We're not going to talk about this. We're not going to talk about that. I've come to a conclusion that all religion is bollocks. It is, but let it be our religion versus their religion. Because if they come in and say their religion only, we're not going to be allowed dogs or pork or your face to be covered. You're not going to be allowed to work, Donna, with their religion. So I'd rather have our religion. Do you agree with me? Who agrees with me on that? Not all girls like a best-looking man. Not interested. If I have to fight them for the mirror. Yeah. Is that true? Women actually prefer a really good-looking man. You never get a no from me, Dr. Schaffer. There you go. I appreciate that, Claire, so much. You love fighting me for the mirror, Mark Therosian, or Leanne. Leanne, I can see the two of you guys. I'm having lamb chops for dinner. Oh, that sounds so good. That sounds really good. What did I have to eat for lunch? I had 160, which is, I think, about 4 to 5 ounces of beef and 7 egg yolks. 7 egg yolks. And I had 4 pieces of bacon. Steve Cuff said something to Claire. I'm not going to read it. Leanne, only because I'm in the way of your pecs in the mirror, as I'm that small. You're a tiny girl. Let's be tiny, everybody. Let's be young and beautiful. I read something terribly, by the way. What did Scott Alexander say? Can you post it again? Now I've got to go back to post it. Now I got to go back. I'm 6 minutes behind. I'm like the stock market ticker on Did you put it in quotation marks, Lucy? I don't think you did. You didn't put it into quotation marks. I'm like the New York City stock market ticker, which is saying what trades have been made. Tick, 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 tick. First of all, put it in quotation marks if you're quoting Scott Alexander, because now you've spent all that time thinking about this. Am I mean to yell at Lucy? You spend all this time thinking about a quote by Scott Alexander, who I don't even know who it is, and it's wasted on me. But if you put in quotation marks, you could have said, as Scott Alexander says, Lewis, about this issue, it wouldn't have been lost, and I could have read it. You are one of the best chat members here. What do we call people in this group? I don't know. Anyway, chatters, you're a chatter. Oh, just put fresh PJs on out of the dryer. They are yummy. Yeah, but that's good. You've got a dryer, so you're rich. Everybody in America has a dryer, but people don't have dryers here. They put, and I've heard it's not that good. It makes the air moist, and it gives you like lung infections. Not germ based, but schmutz based from the same kind of thing that you get when you have a vape, when you smoke with a vape. Here's a vape. Okay, but Joodles is eating beef joints, so everybody give a round of applause to Joodles for eating beef. She burnt her hand. Not bent her hand, burnt her hand. Okay. That's good. Because that little asterisk tells me. Okay. Yes, there we go. America is much bigger. England is the experiment island for the agenda. Could be. The America, they experiment there. They experimented with irons and washing machines and all sorts of stuff. I mean, here they say, oh, America's done it. Maybe we should do it. America's done it. Lucy's laughing at Joodles. People in this group are chatters. Sounds like false teeth. You're chatters. You're Schafferettes, the Schafferettes. But that's a girl's name. You're not upset having a girl's name. I had a ham sandwich and sausage roll and a handful of crisps. Sorry, Lewis, but I'm more scared of my Nana than you. She is literally the salt of the earth. Wouldn't find anyone nicer unless you don't eat. Well, you tell her. All you need to do is you have a ham sandwich and you take off one piece of bread. So it's an open face ham sandwich. You want a sausage roll? Fantastic. Take half of the crust off of it and don't eat the chips. That's all you got to do, and she won't notice. She'll be happy and go, this was delicious. Don't eat your Jim Jams, Leanne. Way too much fiber. Don't eat that. Exactly. Lewis, would you ever like to play the drums? But the drums are a woman's, but you slap. Let's be nice. You're 20 years old. You don't realize. You be nice, especially nowadays. Women are sensitive to things like this. But yeah, I mean, I'm not big into that. A lot of men like that. A lot of women want to be slightly spanked, but I don't. I think me being with a woman is punishment enough. I wanted to comment on something I heard on the drive. Palestinians are more akin to Bedouins of modern Jordan and Syria. Years of rule from separate despots and other forces made them distinct. No, what made them distinct is the Jews. That the Jews wanted that land, so they said, okay, we want the land, we want this land. That's what made them distinct. I mean, that doesn't mean they don't have an independent culture now, you know? And don't think that just because they've signed a piece of paper that everything's going to be all right. It's not. They're not giving up. They're not giving up. He might have a chat on the slow mode, but when he gets to normal, sometimes it moves too fast. Sometimes it does move too fast. Lewis hates this. No, I'm not reading it. I hate it. I hate it. And I hate that I've told you so many times, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And you know I don't. I eat the least amount I thought I'd get away with, Lewis. No, you can eat more of sausages and ham. I'm not in favor of it because it causes gout, but because it's firm, it's whatever it is, it's cured. But you have to eat the right amount of calories. If you eat 2,000 calories and it keeps you fat or makes you fat, then you have to eat less than 2,000 calories. And the only way you know that is by measuring it. Am I right? Am I right? I don't think he is, Carrie. I don't think he is that. No disrespect, Lucy. This is Vat and I talking. But Trump isn't going anywhere. You could say the previous president and government was any good. Can you say American politics is a cesspit? It is not a cesspit. It is better than the politics in this country. You've got Keir Starmer, who was never elected prime minister. He was selected, right? Selected prime minister. Okay. He wasn't elected, and he's here for the next 4 years, and he's acting like he's somebody, but he was never elected. Never elected. Okay. Joe has nobody voted for him. Joe has urgent hand washing to take care. Okay. You had a meal deal today. Okay. Are you Columbus? Who are you? I wasn't criticizing Trump for tonight's music. Lewis is confusing things. You were saying he's really smart. Is that what you were saying? Yeah, he's really smart. But a lot of people, especially in Americans, we like people who believe in something, who don't change their minds, who have principles. The producer said that that's what I had, that I had principles. I had principles. So Lucy likes Donald Trump. Okay, nice to hear it. I haven't eaten 2,000 calories today, as I knew I was going to Nan's, so I wouldn't be eating for the rest of the day. But how do you know how many calories you've eaten? You have to write it down in an app and keep track of it until you know. And even I don't know how much I've eaten. I don't know. Within the Ottoman state that ruled them over a 600-year period, roughly, they wouldn't have been considered belonging to the Syria. They would have been considered as being Syrians. Many Jewish populations fled in fear. Yes, that's true, Blackadder. I mean, there's a long history, and the Muslims believe that they can convert people by force. That's all you need to know. I'm having beef tonight. There's Lud, who Lewis Schaffer's a huge fan of. I'm having beef tonight. If I can catch that bloody cow. I didn't realize cows could run so fast. They can, and they can also run fast into you, so you got to be careful. So Lucy's using the sunglass man emoji. There you go. I believe all politics is a cesspit. It isn't all a cesspit. It's a bit of a cesspit. American politics are so much better. But the last few years the Democrats and the Team World people have destroyed it because they think they're better than you and me. That's what's bad about the leftists. They think everybody's equal, only we're smarter than you, right? I just shared what I thought was an interesting passage from an article. It is interesting. It is. Donald Trump is not an Nazi. He likes Jews. Okay, it's simple. Don't eat unless you are hungry. No, it's not simple like that. You need to eat enough protein, and you need to eat enough food that has protein in it. You need to eat enough fats and oil. And a lot of times, if you eat just when you're hungry, you'll just eat sugars and pointless stuff. And you'll eat more and more sugars, and then you'll get diabetes like Ricky Gervais because you're a vegan. This is what I believe. I believe that. I hope I'm not wrong. You should try politics here in Malta. People get shot, parcel bombed, even car bombed Too often. Yeah, of course you do, because you're close to Sicily, number one. It's an island, number two. You're close to Africa, number three. Of course it's a dangerous place, but that's what makes it fantastic. U.S. politics I find atrocious and boring, Blackadder. Take a look at the old world extremists, despots, and radicals duking it out. Seems like more fun to me. You shouldn't be duking it out. That's what made America great. It wasn't duked out because there were checks and balances according to the U.S. Constitution. Let's sing God Bless America, which was written by a Jew. Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the light and the night from above, from the mountains to the valleys, through the prairies, dust white with to the cup, something white with snow. God. Anyway, Dubes looks like the one on the Tin Soldiers from All I Want for Christmas video. I've never seen that, Alan Williams. I disagree. I don't eat crap just because I'm hungry. That is not my way. It's not crap. But people do eat crap. What do you think a plate of chips is, or a baked potato? It's cooked crap. The article didn't say that Trump was a Nazi, but that some Nazis support him. And in the minds of a Democrat, they're thinking, oh, that makes him a Nazi. Team World go, that's a Nazi, when they themselves are Nazis. I always prefer yesterday's Tear for Lewis than today's Chipper Lewis. I almost cried there when I was singing the American national anthem, because I am an American. I didn't have an Oreo ice cream today, Kermit. I didn't have one. I did not have one. Okay, I didn't have one. So, we're back. We're back on track. We've done everything here. Okay, so let's go check. Can everybody go to Ko-fi, Ko-fi / KOF.co or .co, whatever it is, / Lewis Schaffer and buy the stream a drink. Listen to Macy Gray. Oh my God, I was just Macy Gray. I just want to say goodbye, but I choke. I want to walk away and I stumble, though I try to hide it. It's true. My world something when you want. What a great song. And I remember the insult that Joan Armatrading said about her, which was so mean, but that still makes it a great song. Ko-fi.com / Lewis Schaffer. I mean, I'm not supposed to do this. Can you save it, Google it, or go after the show's over? We're gonna end the show at the end. We're gonna end the show, so don't leave yet. We're gonna end in 5 minutes. Okay? We've been going for 79 minutes, so that's been good. Are we gonna come back tonight? You have to check on Twitter. You have to check on at 11 o'clock to see if we're gonna be on. I don't think the producer's going to be here. I don't think he's going to be here. But I'm going to go right into bed. We got 41 people watching. How good is that? How good are the chatters? You guys are amazing. Amazing. Over 40 the entire. That's what's so amazing. You've been like at this level. Like, can you see me at this level? I think 40 is great. We've got 31 people who've liked the stream, which is also great. Can you guys, what else? How about PayPal? PAP, paypal.me / Lewis Schaffer. And you can make a one-time contribution to the stream. It's not too much to ask. This is the 120th show plus 3 shows, so that's 100. That's basically, we've done, how many? That's a lot of hours, and most of them were 2-hour shows. We're not doing 2 hours here, but we're doing a long show. PayPal. What about Patreon? If you want to just have it automatically taken out of the bank for you, how about that? Just patreon.co.uk. That would make me happy. I haven't checked it to see who's contributed, but if you have contributed, you can say I've contributed to let people know. Lots and lots of people have gone to Ko-fi and bought me a drink. I know you'd buy me a drink, which I would put entirely onto this stream. If I put my PayPal on here, it says I see you. If you don't have the money, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. The late night ones, yeah, they've got a good vibe. Is it me or is it you? Or is maybe, is it me or is it you? Leanne, thank you, Leanne. That's really, really brilliant. I really appreciate it. Lewis Schaffer is willing to take money from girls. That's the kind of guy that I am. You think I'm going to buy you a drink. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I might do that. I might. If you wink at me, you don't have to. Did GB News pay you? They did. They will pay me for tonight. Yeah, they will. I hope. The problem is I got to make sure that they do pay me. They do pay me. No from friends. What is no from friends? So that's good. What else is there? Also, go to Discord. Everyone is pissed by 11 p.m. You don't seem like you're that pissed. I'm not pissed. Lewis is buying the drinks. Double Jack Daniels with ice. I was kidding. I'm not doing that. I reckon at least 10 whole minutes are spent begging for likes and pennies every stream. Can someone analyze and let us know? Probably it's true, but it's also my personality. I think it's important. And maybe Joodles, you've been very generous, but can I not do 10:30? Would that be better if I started at 10:30 and not 11? You're a true egalitarian. I am. I treat women equally to men. I do. Don't mention the Pims, because I have 3 Pims. I had 3 Pims. You're going to mention that every single time I mention drinking. Okay. So I'm going to thank everybody, and we're going to say goodbye. Do you want to start at 10:30? I think 11. It's like 11, 10:30. Is that the right time, 11:30? If you don't pay up, Lewis, send the boys around. Sometimes if they don't pay up, says Lud. Yes, that's all people understand. Maybe it is. I don't think my kids, one of my sons is big, and the other one, he could be as a lawyer. A late show is good. Unfortunately, I'm asleep by 10. I mean, ideally 10 p.m., but I'll meet you in the middle at 10:30. Thanks a lot, Lewis. You make my traffic-filled drive joyful. Okay. So that's good. FM Ghost and Joodles. Thank you, Lucy and Lorna and Leanne and Kermit. Thank you, Mark Therosian. Thank you, Cuff and Kerry. Thank you, John Miller, for coming in. Thank you, over 40 people. Let's see if we can get over. Let's not see. Come in. I'll try to start at 10:30 if I get enough sleep, and I'll post 10 minutes before the show. Leanne, I shouldn't say I'm going to be in at 10:30 because maybe I'll be passed out. I'll be passed out. I haven't eaten 2,000. Thank you, Leanne. Kerry, Blackadder, who's like young and beautiful. Donna, who's young and beautiful. Lucy, young and beautiful. It's been a great show. If I've forgotten to mention your name, I see you. I see you. You're calling me Dad. I would love to be your dad. I would love that. I love that. I'd love Daddy Lewis. Well, you know what? Maybe that's what I am. He says I'm not Grandpa Lewis, but I loved being a dad to my kids. I loved it so much, and then they were taken away from me. Taken away from me. Because I didn't play the game, which I should have played. Daz, thank you, Daz. Thank you, Daz. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it. Maltese Phil, totally appreciate it. I thought today was all right. I thought today's the best show ever. It's the best show ever. The best show ever. Claire, thank you, Claire. She's, just something really brilliant. Really, really brilliant. Okay, am I going to say goodbye to everybody? I'm going to say goodbye. And what I'm going to say to you is then in 1 minute, I'm going to end the stream. And you're going to go to Discord. You have the Discord address. You're all on Discord. Is there anybody not on Discord? Get on Discord. I'm going to see how many we have here. And then, I know, I'm spending too much time checking. This is the worst part of the show. Okay, brilliant. So that's what I'm going to do. Bye, people. Bye, people. Bye, people. Bye, people. There we go.